What's up, fight fans? Mainman Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. You know, I'm thinking about David Benevidez, right? And, you know, David Benevidez had a lot of stuff to say about the Charlos and Jermall Charlo mainly. And rightfully so. Had a lot of criticisms to say about Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo stated that, you know, he was going to do X, Y, Z, a lot of things to David Benevidez, and he never chose to want to move up in weight. Ronnie Shields, his trainer, he's even came out and stated in the past that Jermall Charlo was not moving up to 168 pounds, and especially for not David Benevidez. Now, this prompted David Benevidez to go on all kind of tirades. And, of course, a lot of boxing fans, you know, we listen to Benevidez and the call-outs, and we're traditional boxing fans. So when we hear a call-out, we expect for another fighter to answer the call, especially when you got a lot of trash talk out here to the public. However, Charlo responded pretty much in a way as if he didn't really want no smoke with David Benevidez. And it seems like he has his eyes set on bigger prizes. I'm listening to and reading a recent quote from Ronnie Shields that he did over there on Fight Hype. And he's pretty much running down that they're not looking to move up to face David Benevidez, as he's always said. And pretty much the reason that he's saying that he doesn't want to do it is because Benevidez has nothing to offer. Outside of his name, and of course, a lot of hardcore boxing fans know who David Benevidez is. But outside of his name, he doesn't have a world title. He doesn't have pretty much anything to offer other than just a good fight, a good tough scrap. And if Charlo beats Benevidez, what does he gain outside of just respect from a lot of boxing fans? And that's how Ronnie Shields was looking at it. I guess you can say the business of it, if you will. And I know a lot of people may say boo to that or whatever and say that's not a cool thing to say, you know, you don't want to hear nothing like that. But at the end of the day, when you think of it in the grand scheme of this, Ronnie Shields got a point. At the end of the day, man, look, it ain't Ronnie Shields or Charlo's fault that David Benevidez lost his world title. Not once, but twice. David Benevidez comes with no excuses. David Benevidez missed out on a whole world of opportunities, given the fact that he lost his WBC world title, once due to drug use, and the second time due to coming in 3 pounds overweight on the scales. So this was all David Benevidez's fault. And think about it. I mean, him not having that WBC, well, you got Canelo Alverez trying to scoop up every world title at 168 pounds. One of those world titles would have been David Benevidez. This is how, you know, Canelo was able to fight Avni Yildirim and pick up that world title, and it was pretty much vacant at that time. So that's how that all went down. This was all due to the fact that David Benevidez messed up. So he messed up on a Canelo opportunity. He wants to call out Canelo Alverez after the fact. But, you know, you got to remember, bro, you was in good position. And if Canelo was going to try to do Undisputed, he would have had to go through you. So this PBC situation that's being worked out between Caleb Plant and Canelo, this would have had to deal with minimally, possibly David Benevidez, Caleb Plant, and Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So he brought this all on himself. Who could we blame? It would have been, it is a good fight, Charlo and David Benevidez all day. It's a damn good fight. You know what I'm saying? But truth be told, what does Charlo win? Should Charlo vacate his WBC title and move up to 168 pounds to fight a David Benevidez who doesn't have a belt? David Benevidez would love that opportunity. But who would that benefit more, you know, in that whole situation? Would it be Charlo or would it be Benevidez? And that's the way Ronnie Shields and them looking at it, man. And I totally get it. But David Benevidez missed out on a whole world of stuff, man. It's his own damn fault, you dig? So regardless of all the trash talk that he put out here about Canelo Alverez or about Jermall Charlo, it's all fun and games to hear. You know, it's good for rah-rah talk. But at the end of the day, bro, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's on you. But David been fighting his way back. He's looking solid. I honestly think, I mean, I don't know what's the hesitation, if you will, of David Benevidez moving up to 175. I mean, he's came in overweight. He's been looking very big for 168 pounds. Why not start taking chances? You know what I'm saying? We see Callum Smith, who's recently moved up to 175 pounds. He's now being coached by Buddy McGirt. And Buddy McGirt is suggesting that he take a couple soft touches at 75 before he really get his feet wet. You know what I'm saying? So maybe David Benevidez should consider something to that effect. If, I guess, I don't know, if Caleb Plant loses to Canelo Alverez, that's pretty much the big marquee fight that a lot of people talk about at 168 for David Benevidez? Is fight fans still wanting to see that fight? Or will Caleb Plant want to get back in the win column and pretty much waste more time? I know Daniel Jacobs is talking about, at once upon a time, talked about David Benevidez. Politically, that's going to be a headache to make, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? I just think that there's a lot of opportunities up at 75 for David Benevidez. And at once upon a time, David Benevidez even, ran out the door on PBC and signed it, or should I say with his guy Samson Lekowicz, who's aligned with the PBC, and went over there and signed the deal with Top Rank. Remember, that created a whole legal mumbo jumbo for David Benevidez not too long ago. He signed over there with Top Rank because he wanted to get a lot of those guys that ran up at 75. Zerto Ramirez, at that time, he thought he probably can get him amongst other fighters. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I mean, all I'm just saying is David Benevidez put himself in the situation. I don't know which way he's going to go at this weight class. That Canelo Alverez is collecting all of the belts. Canelo is not going to be obligated to fight David Benevidez. I don't know, bro. I mean, just something that he needs to really consider. I know he's got to be hurting from losing a world title, not once, but twice, you know what I'm saying? So it's one thing to jump on Charlo and say, he ducking. Yeah, that's good fan talk. And yeah, to a certain degree, Charlo did put himself into a corner publicly, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, when the rubber meets the road and when it comes down to business, what the hell does David Benevidez really got to offer? Riddle me that.